Master?
The reason why ordinary people are unable to attain sagehood is because they have too many wandering and false thoughts running through their minds. In our 3-day meditation, I have not observed the slightest wandering thought arising from you. Why is this so?
Mr. Kong has clearly predicted the entire outcome of my life. The time of life, death, promotion, and failure are all predestined. There is no use or need for me to think about it.
I thought you were someone of remarkable capabilities. Now I realize you are nothing but a common mundane person.
Master, please explain what you meant.
An average person's mind is forever occupied by wandering and imaginary thoughts. So, naturally, his life is bound by the Shi of yin and yang as well as fate. We cannot deny the fact that fate exists, but only ordinary people are bound by it. Fate cannot bind those who cultivate great kindness. This is because their virtues accrued from kind acts are so great that these acts will alter their original destiny for the better. The merits accrued can actually change their destiny from suffering to happiness, poverty to prosperity, and short lives to long lives. Similarly, fate cannot bind who commit great wrongdoing. When a person's bad deeds are so great and powerful, they will cancel out the good fortune and prosperity predetermined in his original fate, and his life can be transformed from good to bad. For the past 20 years, you have lived your life according to Mr. Kong's predictions and did not do a thing to change it. Instead, you became bound by your own fate. If you are not considered an ordinary mortal, then who is?
Can one escape from his fate then?
We create our own fate. Good or bad fortune is also determined by ourselves. When I commit bad deeds, disasters are bound to strike. When I cultivate kindness, good fortune will naturally come my way. It says so in all the great ancient books of wisdom. In the Buddhist teachings it is written that if one wishes for and seeks wealth, position, a son, a daughter, or longevity, one can attain them. One only has to cultivate kind deeds in order to escape the control of fate. Since untruthful speech is one of the greatest offenses in Buddhist teachings, we can be assured that these are not lies. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas certainly have no reasons to deceive us.
But Mencius once said, whatever is sought for can be attained. The seeking is in oneself. This refers to inner qualities such as virtue, kindness, and morality. These are all qualities we can work toward. However, when it comes to outside factors such as wealth, fame, and prestige, how can we seek to attain them? Don't these have to be granted by others?
Mencius was correct, but you misinterpreted his meaning. Huining, the sixth patriarch of the Zen school, has taught that all the fields of merit are within one's own heart. The outside is merely a reflection of the inside. By seeking within ourselves, we can not only attain the inner qualities of virtue, kindness, and morality, but we can also attain wealth, fame, prestige. These are embodied in one's fate. One will attain them, even without having to seek. Therefore, if one cannot reflect within one's own heart, but instead blindly seek from outside, then this search is in vain. By the way, Mr. Kong has predicted that you will not receive an imperial appointment nor get a son, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
If this is your fate, then you should reflect on your past deeds. What are your feelings?
Those who receive imperial appointments all have the appearance of good fortune, and I do not. I am very impatient, intolerant, indisciplined, and speak without restraint. I also have a strong sense of pride and arrogance. How is it possible for me to receive an imperial appointment? There is an old saying, life springs from the dirt of the earth, and water too clean often harbors no fish. The first reason why I feel I do not deserve a son is because I am addicted to cleanliness, resulting in the lack of thoughtfulness for others. The second reason is that harmony is the cultivator of all life, but I have a quick temper. The third reason is based on the principle that loving kindness is the basis of reproduction and harshness is the root of sterility. I overly guard my own reputation and cannot sacrifice anything for the sake of others. The fourth reason is that I talk too much, which wastes a lot of chi or energy. The fifth reason is that I also delight in drinking alcohol, and that depletes my spirit. The sixth reason I do not have a son is my habit of staying up nights, not knowing how to conserve my energy.
According to you, then, there are too many things in life you do not deserve. Not only fame and a son. We should know that both good and bad fortune are all formed from one's heart. Whether a person should enjoy fortune or starve to death are only consequences of their own actions and thoughts. The heaven merely leads the happening of events according to the forces of nature and does not impose any interference. This is just like the weight of a person, depends on his own content and not that the balance is being partial. Do you understand? Similarly, bearing children depends on the kind of virtue accumulated by a person. For example, if a person has accumulated enough merit and virtue for 100 generations, then he or she will have descendants to last 100 generations. For those who have no descendants at all, it is because they may have amassed sins instead. Mr. Kong has predicted that you will not receive an imperial appointment or have a son. We can think of these as the results of your past misdeeds, but even that can still be changed. If you can intensify your good deeds by doing more charitable works, then the merits accumulated by you will result in your receiving good reward.
I understood and believed in the Master, and I began to repent of all my past wrongdoings in front of the Buddha image. I wrote down my wish to pass the imperial examinations, and I vowed to complete 3,000 meritorious deeds to show my gratitude towards heaven, earth, and ancestors. Master Yungu showed me a chart, and he taught me how to keep a daily record of the kind and evil acts I committed. The kind acts, they were to be recorded at the top portion, and evil acts at the bottom of the chart. He told me that bad deeds could neutralize the merits I accrue from good deeds. The master